Good morning, everyone. Venderman here with FuturestraderElite on Monday, 11/17, with today's episode of NQ Pre-Market Prep. Let's go on and pull up a chart. See if we can get dialed in here. This is a 1-hour chart. And right now, what we're looking at here is last week this was that sell-off. I believe this was Thursday. This was the bounce on Friday, which I wasn't around to trade on Friday. Looks like I missed a pretty good move. Hope some people banked on that, made some money. So here on the 1 hour, having a look at this down here, you can see we got a green trend line. Let's grab this cursor down here. We got this green trend line. That's still a major time frame trend line. Got my words fumbled this morning. This I believe this one here I got on here is the daily, I believe, down here. Although it could still act as the 8-hour or 4-hour trend line, 1 hour, but it goes all the way back as a daily. Now, overhead, you can see we got a few trend lines. We got this top one will be a 4-hour. This one's a 1 hour. And then this is a 15-minute. The one that we're closest to here. And if we look at this, we got a R1 pivot right here, which is the day moves forward is going to be moving to the right here. It's at 418. Sooner or later, it's going to cross paths with this 15-minute trend line, which also just so happens to be going through a, well, don't matter, it's going through a box that needs to come off our chart. And we don't have an imbalance zone there. Oh well, so at least we have the trend line and the pivot. And our golden pivot is at, you see, 25,022. And then we got an S1 down there at 24,751. Let's kind of zoom out of this if we can and look at the bigger picture here as far as structure goes. Okay, so back here we was putting in our our higher lows right here. Then we had talked about last week about breaking these here, which we did there. And then we put this in and gapped up and did this. You see we put a head and shoulder in up here on this 1 hour. That head and shoulder broke right here. Huge sell-off. Put in another lower low than this one. Then, of course, we got us another bounce. You know, these could be some wild swings as it makes, we're in a bear trend. We might as well say that. This is in a downtrend, even on a major time frame at this point, because we got multiple lower highs. Now we're putting in lower lows. We put in a lower low here compared to this. Then we put this one in compared to all this. This one compared to this and this. But what we got to pay attention to is we had this pretty decent bounce, it looks like, on Friday. Question is, are we going to come down here, take this low out, and put in another lower low? And the real question with that is, are they going to be able to do it? Could we put in another lower low? I don't know. Look at these lows right here where we had this pierce through this zone. This had to be on a news day, considering, look at this. We touched this area, went up, pierced through it, had to be a news day, but then we bounce, retest, bounce, retest, bounce before this huge move. The question on the table is going to be, are we about to retest this zone again? And how's it going to react? Excuse me, guys. So that zone is down here, and that is let's call that a, excuse me, excuse me, 411, 24, 411. So if we get down here and retest this, are we going to get another bounce, or are we going to cut through that? Because let's say they did and they cut through it instead of even got us a bounce and come back up, and they cut through it and take this low out right here that swept real far. That's going to get real ugly real fast for us. As far as the chart goes, I mean, we'll play it short because we don't really care which way it's going. It can go up, down, whatever. We're going to play it. At least I am. We're bears and we're bulls. So if it takes that out, though, then we got to start thinking, wow, where are we going next? But instead of thinking about that, we need to see it happen first. So whatever I said, this is more like, let's raise this up here. You know, I would say anything from 410 to 430 as far as if we were to get down there, we need to be looking for a bounce in that area. If we don't get it, it's not going to look good. But that's all about structure when we're talking about that on a higher time frame. What we need to see now, what we need to see in structure on the higher time frame is bulls, is we really need to get up here and take all this out. This is the exact zone I called out about a week, probably a week and a half ago or better. When this happened, I said, well, to get really bullish, we need to get up here and take this out. We're still in the same boat. We never took it out. We got close to it, and then look what happened. Which ain't a good sign, because we called this out to get bullish. Didn't happen. Got this down move. Now we're over here, and you can see on the 1 hour, it looks like it's curling back over and might be coming back down. So if it does, we got our golden pivot at 22. Not that far away from where we're at, 130 points or so. You know, first reaction bounce is what I'd be looking for. First reaction bounce. But you'd have to be careful. It just depends on how the market is acting, whether or not you accept this as a first reaction bounce or whether you hold off and wait to see if we're going down. We got this blue line at, well, I'm not even going to talk about that blue line because I've been accidentally moving things around my chart. I might take some of this off and re-gauge some of this stuff that we're looking at on my chart. But pivot at 22. We got this zone down here. We got a couple of green lines. This S1 pivot is interesting at 751 if we do keep coming down, because it's going to keep getting further to the right. And then we got this major trend line now that this was put in. What if we get down here and this is close to this trend line over here, which if it does get close to that trend line, it won't be today. It'll be in the next couple days. You can see over here we're in the between the 18th and 19th. We're at to actually get over here. So, and then that'll adjust depending on the day, when the day closes. So we'll just have to take it one day at a time. For today, as long as we stay above this golden pivot, we'll be looking for bullish plays. Maybe cut through this high here, break structure, R1 pivot into the trend line. If we can get above that, then we're going to be targeting that R2 with this break of structure. One step at a time, though. Then you can see right where we're at here, we're about to break this structure, which if you'd been watching my pre-market preps, I was talking about. I said on the Friday pre-market prep in the morning that we needed to take all this out to get bullish, where all these wicks were on the 1 hour. Looks like it did. Come back down, still got a bounce. So, you know, we're back here again. If we can break this part of the structure to the downside, then we need to be thinking about what's going to happen at this pivot. You can see right here, it come down here, sucked all the way back up. So that's kind of the move, first reaction move you'd be looking at. But then keep an eye on it to be breaking down past that. And then it'll be one step at a time with that. That's why I'll be updating in the live updates channel on Discord today. As the market's open, we'll see what the ATR is, what kind of swings we're getting, what we need to stay away from, what we need to be patient for. And then, of course, to end it, because that's all I'm going to have this morning for pre-market prep. But before I end it, remember to hit that like, drop a comment, and share it. And your Discord entries will come from engagement. So just keep racking them up. Every morning I drop a pre-market prep from, let's say, 5:30 to 6:30 Central Time. And then and that's 5 days a week. And then 7 days a week, I drop recaps in the Discord at 7 o'clock in the evening usually, or between 7 and 8 is when I post them in Discord. And that's between 7 and 8 p.m. Central. And each one of those likes, drops, and comments, likes, comments, and shares counts as another entry. Go check out the giveaway channel if you hadn't noticed it yet in the Discord. And if this is your first time here, smash the like, drop a comment, and share it. Come join the Discord for free. Links will be in the comments or on the YouTube page. And then you can check out what we got going on as far as giveaways and everything else. And I will see you guys in the recap. Stay safe, stay sharp, and have a great trading day.